Thank you to our incredible musicians for that music. We're so appreciative of that kickoff for the awards ceremony. Thank you. Welcome, everyone. For those of you who don't know me or we haven't met, I'm Joy McGrath. I'm the head of St. Andrew's School, and it's my pleasure to welcome you all here for the beginning of the class of 2025 commencement weekend. So welcome to St. Andrew's, welcome to the Saprel Fieldhouse, and welcome to Awards Night. I am so incredibly honored to preside over these events to honor the class of 2025 and to celebrate the end of our academic year. Thank you so much for being here for it. This graduating class, this group of young people, this commencement, this celebration will always be incredibly special to me. I think you know this, but I started this journey together with this class of 2025. I was a brand new head of school the day the third formers in your class moved in. And you've accomplished so much. You've brought the joy and the courage and the heart needed to meet every challenge along the way. You've led the school and prioritized friendship, competition, creativity, and inquiry. St. Andrews has changed you, to be sure, and you've changed St. Andrews. More will be said in your praise tomorrow, so for now, just know that we are so proud of every single one of you. And tonight, these awards recognize student work and your progress in academics and so many other areas of school life. We know that not even one of us in this room is a perfect person. We practice all the time. We practice sports and service. We practice music, dancing, painting, acting. We practice writing, math, science, language, every kind of academic pursuit. And although perfection is not a destination at which any of us will ever arrive, it's a good thing to take a moment this evening to consider and recognize how far you've come, and then reflect on that journey with gratitude. We all have so much to be grateful for. And now let's award some prizes. Athletic, artistic, academic, and community service, and the Underform Prizes. Each group will be introduced by a member of the sixth form. And so we'll start with athletics, and to introduce the athletic prizes, it's my honor to call on Luke Ketzner.
My mom always told me that some of the strongest bonds and the closest friendships are forged when people go through tough times together. And I think that athletics here has proven that time and again to be true. Coming into football preseason as a freshman was most likely the hardest week of my life physically. But I was so lucky to have Tyrus, Durham, Brandon, and John with me to go through it. I remember in between practices limping to each other's rooms, complaining about being sore, but still forcing each other to go to practice anyway. Now, after suffering with all of my teammates for the past 4 years throughout brutal practices, I consider each of them a brother. Going on to the wrestling season, I consider wrestling the hardest sport that I do. And I remember a specific workout that I had forced upon me. It was 30 seconds of live drilling with about 10 seconds of rest. And it doesn't sound too bad until you get into your 20th set and your whole body is burning. But you continue to fight. You don't continue to fight because you want to, but because you're fighting for your partner, for your team. And throughout these torturous workouts, I've built a bond with each and every single one of my teammates. Finally, crew season. It's a sport of pain. Pretty much every single practice is designed to bring you to a point where stopping seems better than continuing. But the good thing about crew is that you're staring at your teammates' back the entire time. You see them going through the same pain as you, and it pushes you to press on just a little bit harder. Each and every single one of the boats that I have rowed on holds a special place in my heart. Those 8 other guys are people I know I can depend on because I've seen 7 of them suffer with me, and of course my coxswain is there to support me the whole way through. This shared suffering has brought me closer to each and every single one of my teammates. Every time that we are faced with a tough workout, when our legs are jelly, our lungs are burning, and we don't think we have any more left in the tank, my teammates are the ones who pick me back up. They remind me why it matters and why I'm there in the first place. Even in moments outside of sports, these are the people I turn to when I need help. I know that they are willing to be there for me when I need it because they have been there for me. Every one of my sports has turned into a different family, and I'm so grateful to have had the opportunity to suffer and, of course, grow with each and every single one of my teammates. I want to end this speech with a couple of thank yous. Without these people, I, nor any of my classmates, would have been able to have any athletics experience at all. First of all, to all of the coaches, thank you for being mentors. To Coach Al and the trainers for keeping us healthy. To Mr. C, Mr. Prescott, and Mr. Steve for supporting athletics in various ways. And to everyone who has competed in SAS athletics over the past 4 years. On a more personal note, I want to thank my little sister Everly, my 2 older brothers Owen and Trey, my mom and my dad for always being my biggest supporters. And finally, to everyone sitting in this room, thank you for making SAS athletics what it is.
Good evening. I'm going to read out the all-state recognitions for fall and winter sports only. Spring sports are not finalized. If you'd hold your applause to the end, I would really appreciate it. Boys cross country, Peter Bird, Henry Bird, Chris Onsomu. Girls cross country, Maggie Baker, Leo Horgan, Claire Hulsey. Football, Spencer Fairbanks, Tyrus Roney, Sam White. Boys basketball, Darnell Lloyd IV, Elijah Proctor-Moore. Wrestling, Juliet Cleacon, and 2 All-Americans in track, Leo Horgan and Ethan Williams. The Crescent Prize is awarded to 6th form students who have demonstrated the greatest improvement in athletics for skill, sportsmanship, and leadership over their time being a multi-sport athlete. This year's recipients are Peter Bird and Catherine Mears.
Congratulations. Thank you, Neil. And now Ember Tiki will introduce the Arts Prizes.
A loved one of mine used to always assure me, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. Personally, I don't find this assuring at all. It is a nice and rather appealing sentiment, but what I want to do in my brief time at this podium, in the context of the arts, is to challenge it. I think about the spring play freshman year, called Everybody. It was one in which every actor had multiple roles, and while I had 3, and what I remember as a large, grueling sum of lines to memorize, what I was much more concerned with was persuading Miss Taylor that every single character that I played would look great on stage in a beanie. In an empathetic but firm tone, she replied, "Absolutely not. You wear a beanie every single day. It's to you." My beanie was my protection and the security blanket that helped me navigate relationships, school, or anywhere else I might have needed guidance at the time. Given that the prospect of getting on stage in front of the entire school was terrifying, especially without the power of that hat. I was told, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. So why was this such an emotional labor? Developing my artistic identity didn't stop there with tackling stage fright, though. In the very first classes of Drawing 1, Miss Kelsey literally has students stare at projections of rectangles and triangles and circles and copy them down onto the paper in front of them. When that paper was in front of me, I honestly thought I was wasting my time because I learned my shapes in daycare. However, the fast forward and the hours spent in the art studio have turned from simply developing skills in introductory classes to spending hours of free time completing pieces as commissions or for art major class. I was told, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. So why was this sometimes so unenjoyably time-consuming? Without a doubt, there are facets of this passion for the arts that do not feel like work. For example, it does not feel like work to get distracted in class doodling in your planner, which now tells a chaotic and inconsequential story of your year. It is similarly easy to accidentally get a song stuck in your head right after orchestra practice and then purposely hum it all day long in the hallways. I actually do often find it effortless to lock in for hours on a charcoal drawing, especially with my music and a wandering mind. But can we always expect that simply harboring a passion for something will translate to constant joy in doing, making, and creating? Will we experience leisure for every moment that we toil away? Definitely not. The good news is, love and work do not function in opposition. Whether it be a personal project or a service for another, our love for something is exactly the factor that makes us willing to work hard for it. Art at St. Andrews is undeniably responsible for teaching many students this lesson, as the work of being an artist is both easy to love and challenging to excel at. Miss Kelsey, I do not take for granted having a practicing artist as a teacher who teaches necessary skills and yet still leaves space for creative freedom. Something tells me you knew this would happen, but identifying those shapes is the first part of starting any piece. Thank you, Dr. Geiersbach, for teaching me an entirely new instrument and never making me feel like there was a note progression I couldn't play, even though we both knew what was a stretch. Thank you, Mr. Meyer, for your support when I bit off way more than I could chew in photography class. That was certainly a place where I learned that the will to work hard for something also does not directly translate to always getting it done. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for being a call away when the work did become too much. And finally, Ms. Taylor, the emotional payoff of that spring play was immeasurable. Thank you for making me take off my beanie.
Well done.
Thank you.
It was a cute beanie. It gives me great pleasure to announce this year's awards in the arts to this group of amazing and inspiring seniors. We begin with the Carrie J. Advocate Photography Prize, given by the class of 1991 in memory of Carrie J. Advocate, whose love and passion for the arts will always be remembered by her classmates. Awarded to the student of photography who has shown a strong mastery of technical skills and presented a portfolio of creative images. Presented by photography and printmaking teacher Joshua Meyer to Elijah McCoy Proctor Moore. The Film Prize, awarded to the student who has shown extraordinary creativity, technical skill, and dedication to the study of moving picture in all of its forms. Presented by film teacher Peter Hoops, Tiiru Wang. The Art Prize, awarded to the students who have contributed the most to the art program in effort, originality, and technique in various art forms. Presented by painting and drawing teacher Navangeli Kelsey, to Quinn Kellen Ferguson and Catherine Corcoran Foster. The Purchase Prize, awarded to the student who has created an outstanding piece of artwork in either a minor or major plastic arts course. This work is chosen by the school to enter its permanent collection. Presented by painting and drawing teacher Navangeli Kelsey and me, to Emma Catherine Hunter. The Larry L. Walker Prize for Orchestral Music, awarded to the student who has made outstanding contributions to the orchestra. Presented by Director of Instrumental Music Fred Geiersbach, to Shuin E. Wong. The Larry L. Walker Prize for Jazz Ensemble, awarded to the student who has made outstanding contributions to the jazz ensemble. Presented by Director of Instrumental Music Fred Geiersbach, to Brandon A. Blake. The Choir Prize, awarded to the sixth form students who have contributed the most to the success and development of the choral program. Presented by Director of Choral and Vocal Music Quinn Corain, to Isabella Ruth Hernandez and Ethan B. Kim. The Drama Prize, awarded in memory of John Fletcher Hennett Jr., class of 1953, to the students who have made the most significant contribution to the theater program in effort, creativity, and technique, and have shown exceptional artistic growth as an actor. Presented by me, to Grayson Alexander Friedley, Ashley Simone McIntosh, and Iru Wang. The Hoover C. Sutton Drama Prize, Awarded to the student in honor of Hoover C. Sutton, drama teacher at St. Andrew's School from 1980 to 1993, who has shown the greatest contribution to the theater program in technical work. Presented by me, to Isaac Chun-Hei Chung. The Dance Prize, awarded to the students who have shown exceptional leadership, dedication, and artistry in dance. Presented by Director of Dance Avri Gold, to Nell Keaton McVeigh and Eleni Anastasia Murphy.
Congratulations, and thank you so much, Anne. I'd like to invite Emma Hunter to introduce the academic prizes.
I have no idea what the future for you all looks like. Mr. Finch did not say this in the blanket way of, you have no idea where the journey of life will take you, but instead in the context of how AI is going to change the world. After a particularly rocky math test, he sat down with our class. His hands were laced together, and now eye level with each of us, he spoke with the kind of gravity that only came out when talking about the distant implications of the math that we were learning. Mr. Finch continued, the ability to replicate what a computer can do, if that's your objective, then it's pointless, because a computer can and will do it more productively. I don't know very much about AI, and in truth, it's because it scares me. Not because of it taking over the world, but because it taking over my purpose. Mr. Finch was trying to show us that what mattered more was not learning how to take the derivative, but rather learning how to learn how to take the derivative. For our future, it's our human ingenuity, our ability to problem solve that is not only going to matter, but make meaning, the remedy to the AI-shaped hole in our purpose. This mentality doesn't actually make the doing part any easier, though. Often people gloss over the challenge of hard work by saying, enjoy the process. Sometimes the process is hard to enjoy. But it's from this challenge that we can drive purpose, something deeper than enjoyment or productivity. I think about the process of writing my senior exhibition paper on Angels in America by Tony Kushner. It's an incredible play, and also the most difficult text I've ever had to write on. I love writing, but somehow the drafting included a lot of staring at a flashing cursor, deleting junk sentences, writing junk sentences, and being overwhelmed by the overall weight of the challenge. However, I remember these low moments in tandem with the moments of breakthrough that I had after acknowledging just how hard the work was, meeting with Ms. Pressman, my humanities teacher, and writing again with a new sense of possibility. So this is what else I've discovered about the academic process. Something I once thought so individual, my grades, my work. All of it, I could have never done without the people around me. Mr. Finch reassuring me that I am a capable mathematician, even if I've labeled myself otherwise. Dr. Walsh, my Latin teacher, who continually reminds our class of the greater importance in the work that we do. It's every friend who I've ever read a sentence out loud to, who's collaborated on math homework, who's kept me on task in the common room while studying. The list goes on. The collaborative part of learning, the process of doing the challenging work, the part that gives us meaning, would never happen if that work was quick or easy or mundane. Learning can be frustrating, no question about it. But then there are those wonderful, rare moments, actually finding the words that are on the tip of your tongue, or the way to articulate an idea you've been mulling over. It's this that's so rewarding, and it's only possible after wrestling with a challenge. I still don't know what my role in the world will be in 5 or 50 years, or what skills and attributes others will deem important. But I know that in learning how to problem solve and in finding meaning in the challenge, having no idea what the future looks like isn't nearly as frightening. In Tom Stoppard's play Arcadia, which we read in Humanities, a character talks about being on the precipice of technological change. He says, quote, "It's the best possible time to be alive when almost everything you thought you knew is wrong," end quote. St. Andrews has given us an eagerness to learn, the tools to adapt, and the resources to ask for help. With those, if we chase what we're passionate about, and if we accept the ongoing challenge of learning how to learn, then the future is something to be excited for.
I'm delighted to be sharing the academic prizes now at this point in the program. Beginning with the Chester E. Balm Prize for English, given by the members of the English department in honor of Chester Earl Balm for 29 years an outstanding teacher of English at St. Andrews School, to the sixth form students who have excelled in English scholarship. Presented by English Department Chair Dr. Martha Pitts, to Quinn Kellen Ferguson, Sophie Poe Forbes, and Iru Wang. The Charles H. Welling Jr. Prize for Writing, given by members of the class of 1945 in honor of their classmate Charlie Welling, writer and raconteur, to the students who have produced exemplary nonfiction writing in all disciplines throughout their career at St. Andrews. Presented by me to Leo Jing Xiong and Eleni Anastasia Murphy. The Amanda Leyon Prize for Creative Writing, given in memory of Amanda Leyon, class of 95, by her classmates, to the student who has excelled in creative writing. Presented by creative writing teacher Alec Hill, to Caroline Margaret Black. The Louis C. Mandy's Library Prize, given in memory of Louis C. Mandy's Jr., school librarian, to the student who has demonstrated a love of books and a deep appreciation for the library. Presented by Director of Library Services Lisa Myers, to Gloria Ishelua Oladijo. The Sherman Webb Prize for History, awarded to the students who have done outstanding work in history. Presented by History Department Chair Matt Edmonds, to Leo Jing Xiong, Eleni Anastasia Murphy. The W. Lewis Fleming Prize for French, given by the alumni in memory of W. Lewis Fleming to the student of French who is most deserving in interest, effort, and achievement. Presented by French teacher Dr. Pam Piers to Saskia Charlotte Eleonora Hood. The Nancy K. Hargrove Prize for Spanish, given by Joe Hargrove, class of 1967, in memory of his wife, who was a great admirer of St. Andrews. Awarded to the students who have done outstanding work in Spanish. Presented by Associate Head of School and Spanish teacher Ana Ramirez to Frances Grace Elliott Ozug and Sophia Ileana Golab. The Chinese Prize, awarded to the students who have done outstanding work in Chinese. Presented by Chinese teacher Cha-Chi Chu to Sophie Po Forbes and Alexandros Trandafilou. The G. Court Voorhees Prize for Classical Languages, given by his children in memory of their father, G. Court Voorhees, Latin teacher at St. Andrews from 1935 to 1962. Awarded to the students who have done outstanding work in Latin and/or Greek. Presented by Classical Languages Department Chair Dr. Philip Walsh to Peter Charles Bird and William Gray Durham. The Walter L. Harrison Prize for Mathematics, given in memory of his mother by Walter L. Harrison, class of 1966, to students of high achievement, whose work in mathematics is distinguished for its depth of interest, imagination, and creative thinking. Presented by Math Department Chair John Tower to Eleni Anastasia Murphy and Shun Yi Wong. The John Anthony Higgins Award for Mathematics, given by members of the Math Department in honor of John Higgins, beloved and legendary math teacher at St. Andrews from 1980 to 2012. Awarded to the student who shares John's joy for learning, who appreciates the beauty, precision, and utility of mathematics, and who seeks to infuse this passion in others. Presented by Math Department Chair John Tower to Iru Wang. The Computer Science Prize, awarded to the student of computer science who has demonstrated exceptional skill, understanding, and depth of interest in the field of computer science. Presented by computer science teacher David Myers to Lillian Litton Rand. The William Day Scott Prize for Science, awarded to the students who have taken at least 2 science courses and, through performance in these courses, have demonstrated real promise in the field of science. Presented by Science Department Chair Dr. Ashley Hyde to Yi Shi Meng and Shun Yi Wang. The William H. Amos Prize for the Life Sciences, given by William H. Amos, member of the faculty from 1947 to 1985, to the student who has demonstrated exceptional interest and ability in the life sciences. Presented by life science teacher Dan O'Connell to Graydon Romer Dugdale. The Virginia Leighton Orr Prize, in recognition of Virginia Leighton Orr's efforts to preserve Cape Henlopen State Park and other natural areas. This award is given to the student who has made significant contributions to the environment. Presented by environmental science and biology teacher Alex Horgan to Graydon Romer Dugdale. The Walden Pel Prize for Religious Studies, given in honor of Walden Pel, first headmaster of St. Andrew's School, to the students of the 6th form whose work in religious studies is distinguished for its understanding of the relationship between faith and learning. Presented by Religion and Philosophy Department Chair Terrence Gilheeney to Peter Charles Bird, Yi Shi Meng, and Shun Yi Wang. The Francis L. Spalding Award, awarded to the 4th form students who have achieved a commendable academic record by distinctive effort. Presented by academic advisors Anna Hastings and Jason Hansel to Cadence Sun and Richard Bollinger Vaughn. The Harry C. Parker Prize, given by Harry M. Parker, class of 1964, in memory of his father, Harry C. Parker, to the 6th form students who have achieved the greatest academic improvement during their St. Andrews career. Presented by Dean of Studies Melinda Tower to Juliet Annabelle Kleeken and Ember Lucille Tiki.
Thank you, Emily, and congratulations, everyone. I'd like to invite Ben McDonald now to come to the podium to talk about community service.
During the summer of quarantine, my cousin was getting married in her backyard. We live right next to each other, so you could see our very rundown shed from where they would be standing. Naturally, my dad started the family project of conveniently only repainting and re-roofing the 2 sides that you could see from her house, which are still the only 2 done to this day. But I found baking to be the best excuse not to help him. I liked the precision of it, the fact that I could be alone, and of course, getting to eat what I made. After a while, though, I started giving what I baked to our local food pantry. To be completely honest, it was mostly because my dad told me that I had to get rid of what I baked or he would gain too much weight. As I got to know the workers of our local food pantry, they told me that they typically receive donations like canned goods or high-protein foods, so having something like a homemade dessert was a rare treat, even a privilege. This stuck with me because I had rarely thought much about the idea of privilege and how it connects to giving, specifically the fact that the privilege I held could be easily shared. What we built here makes our school more than just a place where we live and learn. In a bubble like St. Andrews, it's easy to forget our privilege. Service breaks that bubble, and I'm proud to be part of a community that does so. In her recent chapel talk, Magnolia Mullen discussed how education allows for the helping of others. I couldn't agree more, but instead of education, I want to talk about privilege. While we all come from different backgrounds, we each hold some form of privilege, and therefore a tool that can be used to help others. I hope that everyone takes the time to feel grateful for what they have so we can all better ourselves. While it's important to keep looking ahead, it's just as important to reflect on what we've already accomplished. In this school year alone, Adaptive Aquatics has helped 210 kids with mental disabilities learn to swim or overcome their fear of water. With the Down Syndrome Awareness Association, Adaptive Dance and their 15 dancers have created, learned, and performed 4 dances in front of our school. With the Blood Bank of Delmarva, we have collected enough blood to save around 280 lives. Our vestry program has raised and distributed over $17,000 to causes ranging from local needs to global efforts. We hosted the largest Special Olympics event in Delaware. We donated 870 meals to local shelters supporting unhoused people. And our mentoring program mentored nearly 500 local students, whether one-on-one or in a group setting. I'm so incredibly proud of every single one of you who has given time, money, or effort into helping someone else. You have all made a difference, bettering, changing, and even saving lives. Before I end, I want to give credit where credit is due. To our senior leaders, you've broken records, led our students to become better, and given so much of your time to help our community service program. To next year's leaders, I implore you to do the same and even more. To Ms. Lazar, thank you for pouring your heart into our community while still being a coach, a mother, an advisor, and a teacher. Even though you never respond to my emails, you've worked enough to rest a lifetime. And finally, to the people we've worked with throughout the year who have trusted us to help, we have learned more from you than you ever could from us. Thank you all, and congratulations again to the class of 2025.
The Diane Miller Community Service Award. Named in honor of Diane Miller, exuberant teacher and counselor at St. Andrews from 1984 to 2005, who helped build and develop the community service program, and then, by her example, dedicated her energies and spirit to the service of others. Presented by me to Emma Elizabeth Dunn de Ramel, Porter Clemens Reed.
Thank you, Kelly, and congratulations to the students. And Katie Boyer will now introduce the Underform Prizes. Katie.
Imagine the dining hall, pitch black with all the doors closed. You can hear the squeak of shoes catching against the shiny wood floor and the giggles of 17-year-old boys who managed to tuck themselves into cabinets as to not be found. Others found ways to conceal themselves in corners, across benches, under tables, and even behind trash cans. This is a St. Andrew's Friday night, playing hide and seek in the dark with 25 people who just happened to be in the dining hall when the idea came about. As one of the head editors of the Griffin, our school's yearbook, I've spent countless hours making the order of pages for the student life section, compiling and organizing photos of the most important school events and arranging them on a page with a design that encompasses their significance to us. However, as I reflect on my time here at St. Andrews, I can't help but notice that the moments I cherish the most aren't the ones that show up on these pages, but rather the spontaneous moments that nobody stops to photograph, like turning our dining hall by day into a fortress of hide and seek by night. These moments don't show up on the weekend plan or have a designated spot in the yearbook, yet they define student life at St. Andrews. While uncomfortably line dancing at the square dance and bus rides to the Frosty Run and screaming Christmas carols at the carol shout are all experiences that fill each one of us with a sense of belonging to something larger than ourselves, the moments we truly walk away from St. Andrews with are the ones where we turn the mundane into lasting memories. The late night hangouts in the Pel Common Room, making chocolate chip pancakes and watching romance movies after the third formers have been put to bed. Impromptu walks to the field hockey tower on Saturdays at 10 p.m., trying to find a speaker so we can listen to music while stargazing. The front lawn on any given night, filled with laughter and kids playing spike ball. Those 30 minutes after dances, when the seniors don't have to check in right away, when we all just want to keep the party going, so we grab a speaker and fill a classroom. It's in these moments that I feel the deepest connection to my peers. And these are the experiences that will define my time at St. Andrews for years to come. The people I spend those moments with are the ones who make me feel like St. Andrews is my home. They make up the community. This place is the embodiment of the saying, "It's not what you're doing, it's who you're doing it with." You may think the fact that a group of seniors playing hide and seek in the dining hall is childish, or at the very least, different from what other teenagers might be doing on a Friday night. But that is the beauty of St. Andrews. It gives us the space to be kids just a little while longer in a world that forces us to grow up too fast. With the presence of social media and the pressures of college transition soon approaching, we carry a lot of expectations of what it means to be a teenager. However, here, those expectations don't exist in such a prominent way. We are encouraged to put our phones down and simply enjoy being in the same place at the same time with each other. So I hope to inspire you to show up and opt in to those events that drew you to St. Andrews in the first place, because they are the traditions that make the school what it is, a place that values community and belonging. But I also encourage you to search for those spontaneous moments and the people that make you feel like a little kid again. Make your own fun, seek out the instances that make you feel known, and create the moments that you'll remember most, because soon, all you'll have left of this special place will be memories. Thank you.
Okay, last but not least, the Underformers. The Calder Prize, given in honor of Dr. Joseph R. Calder and Virginia Calder, awarded to the third form students who combine the qualities of good scholarship and a commitment to the service of others. Presented by third form deans Kate Kusick and Alex Horgan to Alexi Mokera Onsomu and Bo Taylor. The J. Thompson Brown Award, given to the student below the 6th form who has made the greatest contributions to community life, presented by his advisor, Jason Hansel, to William Robinson. The Malcolm Ford Award, in memory of Malcolm Ford, given to the students below the 6th form who best combine the qualities of leadership, good sportsmanship, and a cheerful spirit, presented by their advisors Kim Kleekin and Adam Tolton-Bitzer, to Solbean Lee and Toby Nix. The Robert H. Stegman Jr. Award, given in honor of Bob Stegman, inspirational history teacher, academic dean, assistant headmaster, and dean of faculty at St. Andrews from 1978 to 1999. Awarded to the 5th form students in the top academic ranks of their class who've demonstrated intellectual leadership and who have made exceptional contributions to the life of the school community. Presented by their advisors, Grace Saliba and Adam Tolton-Bitzer, to Margaret Gilhaney and Andrew Merriman.
Thank you, Kristen. In a moment, Leah Horgan, standing in for her class, passes the gavel and passes the leadership of the school to the next class. Students are the caretakers of St. Andrew's culture, and this moment is an important one in ensuring the continuity of student leadership at the school. But before we do that, I want to salute Leah for all she has done for the school this year. Leadership means you aren't about yourself or your class or your team. Leadership means you are about the school, this institution, and handing it off in better shape than you found it. Leah has spent hundreds of hours working on behalf of the school and all of us. She has demonstrated enormous courage and commitment throughout the year and brought so much joy to so many of us. Thank you for helping the faculty and me, and thank you for leading your class and the entire school during this remarkable year, Leah. Please come forward and pass the gavel.
We, as the class of 2025, have worked very hard to preserve and enhance the school culture that was passed down to us from the many classes before. I am so proud of how we have used each of our individual passions to build community and connection within the student body. Our class is filled with multifaceted people who have been leaders on dorms, teams, and all across campus. Our class has thrived to connect with each other through the smallest moments of spontaneous fun. Thank you to those seniors who have been role models to me through examples of leadership, authenticity, and character. Tonight, I pass this gavel to Lila Lunsford and Abe Perry, who will be representing the class of 2026 and the school this coming school year. Lila and Abe, I have full trust in you to build upon the culture that our class and so many before us have contributed to. I've seen the genuine love you have for this school, and it will carry you through both challenging and rewarding moments. To the class of 2026, it has been amazing to see so many of you already stepping into your future roles as seniors. Your class has shown so much growth over these past 3 years and have grown closer to each other through a common love for St. Andrews. We are so excited to see all that you accomplish next year. So now I invite Lila and Abe to accept this gavel. Thank you, Leah. Good evening, students, faculty, family, and friends. Thank you all for being here this evening. We want to start by thanking the seniors for being our teammates, classmates, friends, and most importantly, spike ball partners. Whether it was watching you all blast music outside after study hall or sprint around in the rain, you've shown us how to take advantage of the little things because they end up being what we remember most. You've shown us what true community looks like and to treat others with selflessness you embody every day. Thank you all for the mark you have left on all of us. To Leah, you've been a constant example of what it means to be a saint. Your dedication to your grade and the well-being of the school is unmatched. You've done such a wonderful job in reinforcing this culture of the school with your constant positivity and grace. Your love and dedication to SAS is felt by everyone around you, and we couldn't have asked for a better role model.
What Lila said captures it perfectly. You've shown us that community isn't just a word we throw around here. It's something you live every day. That's the St. Andrew spirit we all talk about, and you made it real for us. And lastly, to our fellow class of 2026, we have big shoes to fill, but I know we're ready. Over the next year, Lila and I don't want to just maintain what we've inherited. We want to build on it. We're committed to making sure every voice in our class is heard, creating new traditions alongside the ones we love, and ensuring that the students who come after us feel the same sense of belonging that the class of 2025 have given us. Next year will be busy, but we're not doing this alone. We have each other and the help of incredible faculty to make this place special. And of course, to the class of 2025, thank you for showing us the way. To the class of 2026, let's make our mark while honoring everything that makes this place special. Here's to carrying forward your legacy and creating our own.
And now we have a farewell to the class of 2025. On behalf of the class and all of us, I want to express gratitude to Gray Durham, Issa, Julissa, Elijah, and Lillian for their tireless work on this tribute. Thank you for helping us tell the story of the class of 2025 at St. Andrews. If the seniors will come forward, we'll watch.
Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride. If I have faith, you need to borrow, for no one can fill those of your I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. If there is a load you have to bear that you can't carry, I'm right up the road. I'll share your load if you just call me. Call me if you need a friend. Call me.
Where'd all the time go? It's starting to fly. See how the hands go, waving goodbye. You know I get so forgetful when I look in your eyes. Now she's walking backward through a parade, and I'm stuck in the shadow, blocking the shade. There ain't no way to sweep up the mess that we made. She gets dressed up like a pillow, so she's always in bed. Flowers for the sick and dead. She's on the go, way too fast and way too slow. She'll turn the stone in hospitals and funeral homes. And when the fog rises, somebody sighs who is not in disguise anymore.
till my love took it down. I climbed a mountain and I turned around, and I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills till the landslide brought me down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can the child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tides? Can I handle the seasons of my Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I've built my life around you. But time makes you bolder, even children get older, and I'm getting older too. Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I've built my life around you. But time makes you bolder, even children get older, and I'm getting older too. Oh, I'm getting older too. Oh, take my love, take it down. Oh, climb a mountain and turn around. And if you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, where the landslide will bring it down. And if you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, well, the landslide will bring it down. Oh, the landslide will bring it down.
Hold on to me as we go, as we roll down this unfamiliar road. And although this wave is stringing us along, just know you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna make this place your home. Settle down, it'll all be clear. Don't pay no mind to the demons, they fill you with fear. The trouble it might drag you down. You get lost, you can always be found. Just know you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna make this place your home.
Thank you. And with that, our evening comes to an end. Not for you, my darlings. We still have a few more things to do. Our seniors will leave here and continue a night filled with tradition and time together before, hopefully, at some point in the not too distant future, going to bed, if they have any pity on their head of school. No, I didn't think so. The rest of us, well, we should go to bed early and get ready for tomorrow. The graduates will be running on adrenaline, but the rest of us will need some sleep. We gather again for the baccalaureate service in the chapel at 9 a.m. sharp. Until then, good night, everyone, and thank you for being here.